Another episode of The Works. We're with Braden Schwab. Every week on The Works, we talk concepts and styles for artists, influencers, models, and anybody else with a creative bone in their body. So if you're looking for that type of content, subscribe below and we'll keep it pushing.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where I need it.
We're going to talk about a few great tips about how you can pose for your photo shoots. Now, this is something that's going to be beneficial for photographers and models, as well as people just looking to get a better idea about how they should pose professionally and why people do what they do as they go on photo shoots. So if this is something that interests you, stick around for all these tips. You're going to want to know them. A lot of information that I'm getting for this video is from an article by expertphotography.com, and I'm going to leave a link in the description. First tip is to keep a pose reference list. This could be a good list of go-to poses for when you're on a photo shoot. You can think about what you want to do for yourself and what you need to remember so that you're not scattering or contemplating what you're doing. For me, I like to stick to things related to people who inspire me. So Travis Scott has a few signature poses where he kind of angles himself and his body while facing down in a slant somewhat, but he keeps the left side of his body straight. Another one I really like is just a nonchalant head tilt and eye pinch. I guess that's what you call it, or twitch or something like that. But I like that one just because the way it makes my eyes look. And one of my biggest highlighting features are my eyelashes. So it brings more attention to them in my photo, in my shoot. Another benefit for this is that you're going to be prepared as a photographer. You can have a few ideas of images that are set aside for the model that is coming by. Now, ideally, the fashion model is going to want to have an idea of poses that they have. But as a cameraman, you can help them bring alive whatever image they're going for. And you can have it so when they run out of something, when something's not clicking for them, you can give them another shot. Another thing is keeping your chin up. Now, why is that important, just to keep your chin slightly up? So when you're doing a picture and you're looking forward head on, or if you're doing some at slants where you've seen them with a lot of really great jawlines, usually they're not looking like this. They're more like that. The reason being is just it gives another definition to your face as it comes down. A lot of people with beards can do this really well and get away with a really nice look without doing a lot of work because it's just a simple technique. Be free to have a lot of movement going on in your shoots. So from the cameraman back to the model and the model back to the photographer, there needs to be a lot of conversation just to ease a lot of the tensions. Plus, you can have it open for a lot of active shots. Now, active shots are where you're doing some sort of action while going over a photo shoot. So you could be, sparking a lighter. You could be drinking some water. You can be just having a normal conversation where we're having now, and it can be used as an action shot. Now, you don't have to go too much into just making action shots because you want to be able to have a good mix of both so that the action shots really stand out in all of your shoots. Now, action shots goes into another thing, which is going to find it easier for yourself as a model to take better shots, and that's role playing. This is where you either assign a role to yourself or the photographer assigns something to you. Maybe your theme is Western. Maybe your theme is urban. Maybe it's street. Maybe it's church. Maybe it's a wedding, okay? Whenever someone is doing bridal photos, the wedding photographer is going to make sure that they get in the mindset of you're married right now, or you're going to get married. Because if they're not thinking about that, if they're taking these photos sometime afterwards or sometimes before where it's not the first thing they're on their mind, maybe they're thinking about, oh, we need to find our relatives. We need to make sure enough people are invited. We have to make sure there's plenty of face masks because of how things are going in 2020, obviously, for that type of wedding. So their mind may not be focused on playing that character. So we have to create that character for ourselves in our shoots. Now, something that I wanted to bring back around that we were talking about earlier is, yeah, the way you pose. So angling your limbs. A lot of times what you're going to notice as a model is that it's very difficult to figure out how you want to do your arms, what you want to do for your arms. Now, in some poses, I have my arm lifted for rich. You know, you can add an accessory like a watch for a lot of men and do something like that, or make it sort of a rolling back your sleeves kind of look. But normally it's very difficult to have a go-to move with your arms. So one thing that is mentioned is just angling your limbs slightly. So I've got mine here, just giving it a little bit of a turn in or out can really set the tone for your piece, because it gives the audience or the keen eye, something to latch onto, but they're not even knowing it. There's a lot of times when there are photos like that and I see them and I think, man, why am I so enamored by this? There's something about this photo, but I'm not quite putting a finger on it and I'm not sure why. So that's something definitely to take into account. Make sure you have something that you're doing with each part of your body. It doesn't have to be intense. It doesn't have to be over the top. It doesn't always have to be an action shot, but it can always be a great shot. If you found any of this valuable, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below so that if any topics that you're interested in come up, then I can definitely be able to go over them in the next video, because I love all the ideas that come in as they are, and always looking forward to share something great with y'all. So until next time, peace.